backfield. Can they do it again? Yes, they can!
And the catch is made by Taj Washington. Touchdown, USC.
Blocked by Embiid! Timmy, yes!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Beef Upfront podcast here on Pick Swap Media. This is your host, Ryan Coyle, as always, back today with another episode as part of our lead up to the NBA draft, part of our prospect profile series. Today, we'll be hitting on Anthony Black, freshman guard out of Arkansas, 6'7", 185 pounds, 19 years old, 7-foot wingspan. And this is an interesting player because this is like a 6'7" point guard, one of those jumbo guards, I guess we're calling them nowadays. And a player that I think is the Jarris Walker version of the guard spot in this draft. And if you listen to my Jarris Walker breakdown, I think he's like the safest forward in this class in terms of his floor wise. Don't really know how much of a ceiling there is for Walker, and the same with Black. But I think floor wise, you know what you're getting, and you're going to get really good contributions out of these players from day one. You look at Anthony Black in his freshman year at Arkansas, played 34 minutes a game. So Eric Musselman really threw him out into the fire and gave him the ball and kind of let him lead the charge to a team that made it to the Sweet 16, I believe. They upset Kansas in the round of 32, and a team that was up and down health-wise for most of the year with their star freshman, at least recruited star freshman Nick Smith, in and out of the lineup. But Black really led the way for them this year and helped them to a really successful season. Shot 45% from the field, making 4.1 field goals a game on 9.1 attempts, so pretty efficient in that regard. His three-point shot is his major question. Made under 1 a game at 0.8, only attempted 2.6 threes a game, shooting 30%. Certainly going to have to get those numbers up, but everything else he does really, really well. Shot 70% from the line, so I have some optimism that he'll be able to kind of improve that shot a little, maybe get up to like 34, 35% at the next level. But here's where it gets good. 5.1 rebounds, 3.9 assists for a point guard, 0.6 blocks. He showed the ability to protect the rim a little bit on different occasions, and 2.1 steals per game, one of the better steal artists in this class. 3 turnovers a game, so he does need to clean up that a little bit. He's got about a 1-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, but averaged 12.8 points per game. I just really like the size for the position at 6'7", and his ability to rebound, his ability to like grab and go, I think is one of the more promising skills in the NBA these days, one of the things that teams are looking for more and more of, and I think Anthony Black fits that mold perfectly. Could definitely benefit to add some strength to his frame, but size and length and the style he plays makes him a very exciting and promising two-way player. And as I was saying with Jarris Walker, he does so many things well. You know what you're going to get, and he buys into his role if he can develop a three-point shot and potentially some more offensive bag moves to his game. He's going to get better. And the same thing with Anthony Black. He certainly has some room to improve, but defense, jumping passing lanes, rebounding the ball, distributing the ball, making the right reads, running the show, getting to the cup. He can do a lot of different things. So I'm really high on his floor in this draft. When you look at his strengths, really his vision and willingness to always make the right play pops off the chart. It's certainly not a score first point guard. He's always looking to make the right read, and really love his rebounding ability at the guard spot, 5 rebounds per game. And that ability, as I was saying, to grab and go, take it off the glass and push the break. There's no need for him to outlet it to another guard. He can just get it and go and initiate offense from the jump. Reminds me kind of Luka Doncic in that regard. I'm not comparing them offensively, skill-wise at all, but when you look at the Mavericks, really their defensive identity kind of is everyone else go box out, let Luka grab the rebound. That's why we're always seeing him putting up triple-doubles, and let Luka just push the ball and initiate offense right away. You look at Anthony Black in that 6'7" frame, the ability to lead the break. That's just an attractive attribute of his game, in my opinion. And I really like the way he uses his stride and length when getting to the rim and finishing up over taller defenders. He's really able to get out there and kind of create that separation. Not the quickest, most explosive athlete, but uses that length and those strides, I think, to extend himself, help finish over the rim. And with that 7-foot wingspan, that helps him in that regard as well. His stop and start ability and the ability to change direction is very good as well. You notice that when he's trying to break down defenders, or even just in the half court when he's looking to create for others. He's able to kind of stop, start, play with the defense, and then make the right read on the pass out of the pick and roll a lot. So plays with great motor, great effort, ton of energy, and he can get you second chances on offense. This is a guy that a young guy coming in, trying to make his way in the league, 19 years old. There's going to be no shortage of effort every single night for him. And I think he's going to be able to get you those extra possessions. And this is just like icing on the cake type things, but these are the intangibles that I think make him a very attractive prospect. Very willing defender, jumps passing lanes, able to use that length to get into driving lanes as well and kind of stunt and pluck out defenders or offensive players driving to the rim and able to kind of throw teams off the rhythm on the offense and also create some turnovers as well. And then he's great at turning defense into offense. Like I said, jumping passing lanes or whether it's picking a guy's pocket, he's able to turn it from one end of the court to the other or get it up ahead. A very just high floor player and does a lot of things well. Certainly, he's going to need to clean up his shot. That's where his main weakness is that we'll get into now. The three-point shooting, the main concern, only shot 30%, and he only took 2.6 attempts per game, so not really that willing of a shooter. But the team, his Arkansas team as well, I think he also could have had some better numbers passing, but wasn't really surrounded with much shooting. You look at Ricky Council, another potential like second round pick in this draft, another guy like Black where he does a lot of things well, but he really struggles to shoot the ball. I think that kind of hurt Black, but he wasn't really asked to be the 3-point shooter or the scoring guy. And I think that fits him. And I think that's going to help him at the next level as well. I mean, it can look really bad at times off the catch. And certainly he's going to need to get more repetitions, continue to work on this and off the bounce. But you do see some flashes at times where he can knock down the open look where that's what he's going to have to do. And then if teams are playing him in the screen game going under, he's got to be able to stop and pop and do that consistently. But this isn't a guy, like I was saying, that has to go out there and shoot the ball really well to have an impact. He can make an impact in a lot of different ways. So you see the flashes and the potential as a shooter, I think, at times, but how well can he eventually shoot the ball might ultimately determine his eventual ceiling. If he can get it between, like, he shot 30% this in his freshman year at Arkansas, if he can get that to like 33 to 36%, and he can do everything else like 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal and a half, stuff like that. He's going to be a guy that sticks around in the league for a long time. If he gets those numbers up to like 38, 39%, closer to 40, he could be an all-star type player. And he does look pretty confident, though, when he goes to shoot it and not that afraid. I think it's just cleaning up some of those mechanics, cleaning up his release a little bit, and just becoming more and more confident and getting those repetitions up. I believe in him to improve those outside numbers, and I would also like to see him gain some weight and maybe at times be a more stable defender. He does like to gamble a lot, as I was saying, jumping passing lanes and going for steals on the ball handler. That could come back to bite you in the NBA when you're playing against better players who know how to move off the ball better or making better decisions constantly. He's a very intriguing player on the defensive end with the effort that he plays with and the ability to turn defense offense, but I would like to see him maybe be a little bit more of a stable defender and add some strength. With that 6'7" frame, he might be forced to guard bigger players out there sometimes and guys that are going to be much stronger than him. He's got to be able to kind of take it to the chest and beat guys to the spot. So my projection for him, I think top 10, along with Walker, like their floor is too high, and I think they're pretty much like a guaranteed safe rotational player going forward. Whether they tap into some all-star potential remains to be seen, but I'm really high on his floor. My comparison to him is like a college Lonzo Ball. It's hard not to see that. Jump shot certainly in progress. Lonzo did shoot 41% college, but was only 30% in year 1 in the league, 33% in year 2. But then he got it up to 37% in year 3, 37% year 4, and 42% in year 5. And before he's been rattled with some knee injuries, but the 3-point shooting, I think, is the biggest thing in the NBA. If you work hard and you clean up some of your mistakes, is the biggest thing that you can improve on. And if he, like I said, if he does get up to those 37% numbers, I wouldn't be surprised to see him flirt with a few all-star games in his career. So Alonzo Ball type player who was really on the right trajectory once he got to the Bulls, and you saw kind of at the tail end of that Pelicans run that he had. He was turning into a pretty good player and like a borderline all-star type guy, if not like one of the better point guards in the league that isn't an all-star caliber. Just a very solid overall player, and he's been derailed by some knee injuries and whatnot. But I'm really high on Black's floor, and I think that he could be a really solid player at the next level. So that'll be the breakdown on Arkansas freshman Anthony Black. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Please check out all our other episodes as part of this prospect profile series, and we will talk soon.